like so weird. It was like one of those like X-ray looking pictures, and then his nose was like up like that. Like I could see up his nose. Welcome back to Plant-Based Soulmates. My name is Samantha.
And I'm Terrence.
And today we're going to do something a little differently. We are having dinner right now, so we were like, well, let's go ahead and make a mukbang because we like to eat. We needed to eat, and we wanted to have a fun video this week. We had a death in the family, so we were out of town, and then we were on vacation for a while, so all of our videos were scheduled uploads. So to lighten the mood a little bit, we wanted to do something fun this week. So we have, what do we have for dinner today?
We have our buffalo chickpea wrap with our air fried, no oil, hand cut French fries.
Yes.
And also we have our homemade ranch dressing.
So we're gonna go ahead and start our dinner, and what are we gonna talk about today?
Actually, the fun thing about this whole topic is we're going to talk about how we met, and it's really strange.
It is very strange.
And it was too funny, but we'll get to that in the middle, so just stay tuned.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to want to miss this, so you guys stay tuned, and we're going to tell you exactly how we met, and then we're going to break down how we chose the name Plant-Based Soulmates, and it has to do with how we met. So let's go ahead and get our buffalo chickpeas. Let's go ahead and get our wrap started.
Which one or two?
I want one. Oh, while he's doing that. Okay, so the way I like to eat my ketchup is I like it spicy. So I put my ketchup, this is a new bottle, so you gotta shake it. And then the ranch. I like a lot of ketchup. So put our ketchup, and then I love to put the original Cholula hot sauce in my ketchup.
She's a little special.
Or what is that? What is the one with the little guy in Picate?
I don't know. I just call it the little guy in the hat with the hot sauce.
Yeah, you can find it in the Hispanic section. Ooh, that's a lot of hot sauce.
And if you don't have an Hispanic section or ethnic section or whatever they call it now, you can find it down the aisles, whatever you have the hot sauces and whatnot at.
Alright, and I just like, because I'm lazy, so I just like to take the stiffest French fry and just mix up my ketchup with my hot sauce. Hey, it works.
Get your finger and go in there like that, and when you're done, you're like.
Look, you do not have to wash a dish, and then you can eat your utensil. So
she got a point. So
this came out of sheer laziness and creativeness. So there you go.
And there you have it, folks. Be lazy, and then you can eat your utensil.
If you didn't learn anything today, at least you learned how to mix ketchup with a French fry.
But anyway, back to the whole making your wrap. Now, usually I warm mine up because it's easier to fold and it won't break and crack on you. But she hasn't learned that yet, so we're just going to shoot it the hard way.
It works.
It works for you.
It does.
It cracks and then it's all messy and fall everywhere, and then she's like...
That's what you got a fork for, or your fingers.
Yeah, but you don't want to get all messy. Anyway.
We got a sink.
But here we have our buffalo chickpea wraps. Our buffalo chickpeas, more like, and like I said, the recipe is in the link, and show you how to make those.
Yeah,
they're very good.
We'll link it above for you.
So what you want to do is just start off just a little bit. You don't need a lot. I mean, you're gonna be adding more stuff to it, so
it will overfill if you add too much.
Yeah. Are you still eating your utensil?
I am. I actually got another utensil.
I see.
Okay.
So, what are some of the things that you all like? You know,
what are your favorite foods?
Yeah, we would like to know. So just drop that in the little box below.
And if you're not vegan, drop it below and we can try to veganize it for you.
Yeah.
We like a challenge.
And also, we got something else coming up for you at the end of this right here. Yes. And I found it interesting, and you don't even miss the dairy products in it, so
no.
We'll get to that later. But now we're finna get ready to dress our wraps. We got our spinach. The spinach look kind of sick.
Well, this is the baby spring mix thing.
Okay. And then next we got our cucumber. She cut them kind of large, but that's fine. I usually dice my stuff.
I do it the lazy way and it gets done. It's edible. It works.
You got red onion. Make her.
And if you want the closest thing that actually tastes like ranch dressing that's vegan, you need to make our ranch dressing sauce. I can't take credit for it because I got it from Samantha from It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken. It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken, her blog. But she has a ranch dressing. It's from her book. But I kind of just tweak it a little bit. But we have a link in the video. I'll link it above with our condiments and sauces and stuff like that. So I'll link that video above for you. But this tastes the closest to ranch dressing that you will get.
And it's actually pretty good. It will fool you because it fooled me. So.
And he doesn't even like ranch dressing. He doesn't even like mayonnaise.
I can't stand mayonnaise. It's nasty. And I'm quite sure y'all out there are some mayonnaise lovers, but I just don't like it. It's horrible.
I love it.
Alright, so if you all hear a loud background noise, it's our AC unit just kicked in. The mic is kind of over a vent, so we're sorry about that. But
we're still entertaining.
Speak for yourself. Well, I wrap mine like a burrito and whatnot, so. But technically, I'm not gonna be able to do that today because my tortilla was not warmed up. Ain't gonna name no name, so now I have to fold it like I'm a pure genius, and
what?
I don't like that. I'm talking about like a genius in a condescending sense. But cheers.
Alright, so after you take your bite, how did we meet?
Then she had to ask that question when I got a full mouth. But I was working at Moe's at the time, and it was doing like Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
It was Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So we ran out of shells, and I actually had to go to the store and get some more shells because we ran out, and apparently somebody didn't order enough shells prior to everything shutting down for that week. But anyways, I go to Winn-Dixie and I'm in here looking for shells, and I couldn't find 12-inch shells, so what I did was I just got the 10-inch shells and just we just kind of ran with it. But as I'm standing in the checkout line, I'm sitting there waiting impatient. This lady, I remember this clear as day. This lady is in front of me, and she's taking her sweet time, arguing with the cashier about something being on sale and how it's supposed to be deducted and blah, 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 whatever the case. So I'm sitting there like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I wish this woman would hurry up. But I'm kind of glad that the woman wasn't rushing because then I wouldn't have met her. So anyways, as the lady's checking out, I get up to the register and she walks in to Winn-Dixie, and I happen to turn my head and look, and we locked eyes.
Mind you, I was visiting from West Virginia. My mom had actually moved here to Georgia, and I was just visiting for the week because we were out for school. So I wasn't even from around here, so it's not like we would ever meet again. So that's just like a little backstory.
College.
We'll go.
I just throw that in there.
Well, besides college, but go ahead with what you were saying.
But anyways, we locked eyes, and then I seen her, and I was like, she had like a nice smile. I was like, man, I was like, it's kind of cute. But I was like, okay, whatever. Let me get back to doing what I got to do because I got to try to get back to the restaurant. So, got back to the restaurant. I did my thing. Closed up.
You didn't think about me ever again?
Actually, I didn't. I didn't even think about it after that. Like, you know.
Well, dang. Thanks.
Well, you called it out. I didn't.
I was being humorous.
But now you know.
Well, now I do. You didn't even think about the girl with a nice smile.
And then my tortilla shell just broke up. So.
Well, I will fast forward. Okay, fast forward.
Okay, anyway, but I'm telling this.
You tell.
Okay. But anyways, fast forward. I think it was like maybe
5, 6 years.
No.
Yeah.
Was it?
Alright, update. While we were editing, we figured out that I was actually visiting in Georgia in 2006. So I was actually 18 and not younger than we thought. So I went to college 2 years after that. So yeah, so we just wanted to update you guys because it made it sound like that I was a lot younger than I actually was. Yeah, because I was in like,
sure was.
I was in middle school. And then I was in high school when I had just graduated high school.
You had just graduated.
Yeah, because I was in college.
Yeah. She was in college, so just wipe that out of your mind.
I think I was in like 8th grade.
When?
When we met.
You couldn't have been.
I don't know. I don't know. It was like several years, like at least 8 to 9 years, something like that.
Now I feel bad. But
you didn't even think about your soulmate for 8 or 9 years?
Nah, because you look grown, but I mean, we're what, 7 years apart?
We're 7 years apart.
6 or 7 years apart.
It always grosses him out because I say, well, when I was born, you were in kindergarten.
And I just got a sour taste in my mouth.
And then he gets so grossed out about that. Like, and I'm just like, you know what? When I was in 6th grade, you were graduating. I was like, you know, that sounds so gross because, you know,
does.
I mean, as you're an adult, the 7 years doesn't really seem like a lot.
It doesn't. But besides that fact of me just losing my appetite now.
I'm grown now.
Yeah.
And I was grown when you met me the second time.
The first time it shouldn't even happen, but she looked grown. But besides
How do
that,
I look grown? Everybody tells me I have a baby face.
you look grown that day.
Oh, I did. I remember that day. I was like, if I can find a picture, I'll put the picture up of what I looked like that day.
Yeah. But anyways, I forgot what I was saying. You can tell the story. Go ahead on.
Okay, well, you can eat. All right, so let's fast forward. I have graduated high school, and I was in college. I was in my dorm room. You know, like any college student, I was on at that time I was on MySpace.
Ooh.
So I was on MySpace and procrastinating from doing schoolwork. And so,
Like she always does.
and so I get this message on MySpace, and I was on Dog World. Because if you know me, you know I absolutely adore dogs. I know everything about dogs. I'm like a big dog fanatic. I know every breed. That's a different story. And then I get this message on Dog World from this guy, and he says, I fed your dog for you. And I was like, thanks.
Well, her dog was like halfway dead. So it was like a gigapet type deal. For all of those who know what a gigapet is, you know what it is.
Or Tamagotchi.
Or Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know, I mean, you're young, so I'm that old.
Yeah.
But, well, we're that old.
Speak for yourself.
The dog was like halfway dead, and then it needed vaccines and everything, so I fed it and gave it water and gave it some medicine.
You really just gonna throw me under the bus when I just said I was like a dog fanatic. Like, people will think I don't know how to take care of dogs.
I sure did, but I'm glad it wasn't a real one, because
But anyway, we digress. We are like squirrels. We see something shiny and we go after it. Like, our train of thought is like everywhere. But he feeds my dog. I thank him. We just start talking. And I click on his picture, and it was like so weird. It was like one of those like X-ray looking pictures, and then his nose was like up like that. Like I could see up his nose. And I'm like,
what picture was that?
That's not attractive at all.
What picture was that? I don't remember that.
I remember because it was weird, and then you had a picture of the Kool-Aid man on your MySpace. This red Kool-Aid man, and it said yeah or something like that.
Oh yeah. It was
yeah.
It was busting through a wall and it said, oh yeah.
He's weird. But I can't speak. I'm weird too. But
you're a weirdo.
You know, and then I saw him, and then he said he saw that I worked at Panera Bread. That was my first job. And he's like, oh, I see you worked at Mother Bread. And I'm like, what the heck is Mother Bread? Like, I don't know what Mother Bread is.
We
didn't talk about it. We didn't name it Mother Bread up in the eastern seaboard, eastern coast.
I learned that saying when I worked at Panera Bread. And I was like, oh, I see you work at Mother Bread. She's like, what in the world is Mother Bread? And I was like, Panera Bread. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh. So then we got to talking. And I looked at her picture. And I said, dang, I know you from somewhere. And I just kept looking at it. And it just boggled my mind. And I was like, dang. I was like, this girl, it looks familiar. Mm-hmm. So I didn't think nothing of it. I just left it alone. And I was like, okay, you know, pet your dog, blah, 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 yada, yada. And I left it alone.
It was my cute smile.
Yeah, okay.
He did think about me.
No.
Okay.
But fast forward to the end. So I'm on MySpace again. I'm thinking I'm never even going to see her again. So I come across her dog again. It needed water.
You did? I didn't know this.
Yes, it needed water.
Why you throw me under the bus?
Because you fed your dog, man. Stay healthy.
I was in school. I was getting a degree.
And I worked at third shift. Actually, yeah, I think I was at school too. Oh. I was. But third shift and went to school, so no excuse. Anyways, but I was like, yeah, you know, gave your dog water, blah, blah, blah. Then we got to talking, and then that's when she noticed, like, okay, well, where are you from? Mm-hmm. And then that's when I said it, and I was like, oh, snap. You know, I done gave somebody my location, and something I don't do whatsoever. I don't do that whatsoever.
No, he doesn't.
And I was like, crap. No. But kind of glad I did that because, you know, she said, oh, my mother stayed, you know, there. Yeah. I'm about to say it again. Y'all ain't gonna know where I live at. But she said, my mother stayed there.
The funny fact is my mom actually lived about 20 minutes from where we live now. So, yeah, it's like super close. So my mom actually lived on the county out from us.
Yeah. So
it was so close. But yeah, what were you saying? Squirrel.
Yeah. What were we saying? Anyways, long story short, when she told me where her mom lived at, I thought she lived here in town. So I was like, okay, yeah, blah, 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 yada, yada. And then she's like, oh, no. She lives in West Virginia. I was like, okay. I was like, it's kind of far. You know, I was like, maybe this is the wrong person. And, you know, she kept saying that her mom lived where I was at. And then she said, well, I was there visiting. I was like, okay, well, that makes sense now.
Around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I said around Thanksgiving. And we kept describing because he's just like, you look familiar. And then I was like, you know what, now you say it, you look familiar. And then it's kind of like, you look familiar. And then no, you look familiar. And then I was like, okay, well, about 7 years ago, I was down there visiting for Thanksgiving. And I said, well, and then I kind of like broke it down because we only went to Piggly Wiggly. No, it was Winn-Dixie. And the movie theater. So those are the only two places that we went. So I was like, okay, it had to be at the movie theater or Winn-Dixie, and he didn't work at the movie theater. So I was like, okay, so it couldn't have been that. And he didn't even go to the movie theater I went to. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, so it must have been...
Fun fact though, I did work at the movie theater a long time ago, that one that she went to, but that's for another story.
Oh, you
did? Yeah.
I knew you worked at one of the theaters, but not that specific one.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, see, y'all are learning more than I didn't even know that. But, so we were like, okay, so it must have been at Winn-Dixie, and then he started breaking it down. I was like, oh yeah, I do remember seeing you at Winn-Dixie, because we locked eyes, and I remembered seeing him, but it was just so crazy because, you know, we had just seen, and we hadn't even talked the first time. We didn't even speak, nothing at all.
She just locked eyes, and then she smiled with that little grin and walked off. I'm like, okay, that was weird.
How was it weird? I was walking.
You're just weird.
You're weird. Mm-hmm. We've already established that fact.
Well, you married a weird person.
I did marry a weird person. But we were talking, and then that actually escalated like a lot, because after from the very beginning, from when he fed my dog twice.
Her virtual dog.
My virtual dog. When he fed my virtual dog those 2 times, I don't even remember one time, but if he said 2, we'll give it 2. But it just kind of like escalated from there. It's like, I don't know, it was like something was just like pulling us, like, you know, we were just talking. And it's like from the very, very beginning, it's like you talked, and I remember the very first conversation that we have. And
I'm glad you do, because I forgot about it.
I do, because you made like a really good impression, because it's like you were a different kind of individual than I was used to like seeing or dating, you know, and it was just, it was refreshing. It was very refreshing. So I'm just like, okay. Aww. So and like from the very beginning, it's like whenever you talk to somebody and then you don't see each other for a long time, and then you guys can instantly pick back up the like it never, like no time ever like was there, like, you know, there's only a very few friends that I have that I can do that with, like, you know, like we can be like, hey girl, how you doing, and then, you know, just shoot the crap.
And when that happens, I just move out the way, because it's just loud screaming in my ear.
But that's exactly the way I felt whenever I started talking to him. And we started talking, we exchanged numbers, and we just, like, we spent, like, all the time, like, on the phone together. Like, all the time. Like, I was either texting him or calling him, or he was calling me, texting me. He was having conversations with my grandmother while I was at school. Like, it was serious, and my grandmother absolutely loved him. And, you know, if you know me, you know that my grandmother holds, like, a very dear part in my life. She's no longer with us. But if she loved him so much, like, she loved him so much, and then I'm just like, you know what? You know, she gave me her blessing by just loving him so much, like, that I could be with him. And
it was so funny, because anytime I would call her, now, mind you, this is when everybody had house phones still, but I would call her, she'd pick up the phone, and we'd be talking for a good 5 minutes, and her grandmother would get on the phone and be like, hello? And she'd be like, Mama, I already got the phone. Oh, I thought I heard it ring.
And she'd be like, is that Terrace?
She could never get my name right. She'd just say Terrace.
Is that Terrace? I was like, yeah, Mama, it's Terrace. But as we just started talking, like, I know we started talking in October, because it was around Halloween, because I sent you Casey and Ryder's Halloween costumes, because they were Thing 1 and Thing 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent you their costumes. I remember that. And by December, he had already told me that he loved me. And I remember, because he worked 3rd shift. He did this on purpose. This man, he drives me crazy. But he told me he loved me right as he entered the door to go into work, knowing that I couldn't say anything, and I had to, like, meditate on this until he got off of work.
I'm good like that.
He's good. He's good.
That's when the flip phones were pretty popular. So I was
So
on
he
the
was like,
phone.
flip.
And then I said, guess what? She was like, what? I love you. Whoop.
Oh, and then right as he did that, I immediately called my best friend Emma at the time. I'm like, oh my God, he said he loved me. You know, like all, you know, crazy and stuff. But I mean, just like after that, it just like escalated really quickly.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Because I normally don't say I love you to anybody because, you know, that word is a real strong word.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, after dating people and getting to know them and this and that, you know your balance. So,
Yeah.
and I didn't pick up any bad vibes from her, and I felt a connection with her. So, yeah, I was free to say that because that's what I meant. I was like, man, I was like, this is different.
Yeah.
So
refreshing.
yeah, I didn't mind saying it. So, you know, but for anybody out there, just don't go around just saying I love you to anybody and don't really mean it because that word is a strong word.
Mm-hmm. But like just as soon as he said I love you, oh, and then how we started dating. We were dating and didn't even know it. Like
apparently I didn't know it. I didn't know it.
He wasn't in on it yet. But I was just like,
apparently not.
Yeah, we're dating. And he's like, since when? I said, well, since I said so probably about 3 months ago. I mean, we were already acting like we were dating, so I'm just like, I thought you knew. Like, just the way we acted. But I mean, in our relationship, we always kind of acted like we were dating. Like, from the very beginning, he had always been my very, very best friend in the entire world. Like, we developed a type of relationship that not a lot of people had.
No.
From the very beginning, he was always my best friend. Like, I could go to him for anything. Like, absolutely anything. When he went through this health condition, when we were just friends, like, it scared me to death because it was like a life-threatening health condition that he thought that, you know, he may die. And my boyfriend at the time, and that's how I knew that it wasn't right, like, with my boyfriend at the time, because I told my boyfriend at the time, I'm just like, you know, my best friend could die. Like, he could die. And then my boyfriend at the time, he was just like, oh, well, my best friend moved away to college. And I said, this is not the same thing. Not the same thing at all. Like, he could literally die. You can see your best friend again. So that's how I knew that, you know, Terrence was the one for me, is that he gave me those feels, like those feelings. And even, we've been married in October 9 years. And he still, like, he still can give me those, like, feelings, like new love. Like, of course, you know, your love changes as you grow older. You're married, just not, you know, honeymoon. But it's mature love. And it's like, you know, whenever he, like, serenades me or he just sings to me or something like that, I still get, like, you know, like,
and
just
and I sound like a cat in an alley, so, I mean,
no, it's cute, but it's cute. And, you know, when he does something cute, then I'm just like, you're adorable, or you're cute, or something like that. Like, I always tell him, like, you know, that he's cute. And I think that's what makes our relationship work too, is because, you know, if he does something that, you know, I find cute, like, I'll tell him. I'm not just gonna hold it in. But also, from the very beginning, and we're not perfect, by far. Like, people that know us in real life, they're just like, you guys have the perfect relationship. And we're like, oh,
back it up.
Back it up. No. I mean, it may look like it on the outside, but we have our challenges, and, like, you know, and I'll be the first to admit, we're not perfect. Like, we'll tell anybody real quick, we have our issues. We don't argue like, you know, some couples do, but that's because when we first got married, we got that all out in the first 2 years when I moved here to Georgia. So we got all that arguing out within the first 2 years, and after the first 2 years, we're just like, okay.
Yeah, that was the first 2 years of marriage.
The first 2 years of marriage.
I tell anybody that are newlyweds, you know, don't give up on your marriage.
No.
Don't just end it just because one person has a different opinion and then y'all are fussing, fighting, or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't give up on your marriage.
And
sit down and talk to each other and just come to a compromise with each other. And it just can't be one person just want and give,
right.
give. It has to be on both sides. Everything has to be balanced within a marriage. So just remember that. And just, you know, when you get married, things are going to be a little rocky.
Mm-hmm.
And don't think that bringing kids into the picture is going to fix anything, because it's not. It's going to put more stress in your marriage. And of course, we don't have kids, and a lot of people are like, well, how do you know that? You know, you don't have kids. But trust me, it will happen. And it's just sit down and talk. Have a heart-to-heart, face-to-face talk. And of course, there's always going to be an individual within the marriage, within that relationship, there's going to be a little bullheaded. But you have to talk, listen, and just get everything out on the table. Because if you don't, nothing is going to survive.
And see, the thing that I love about him is, like, he's so level-headed, like that right there. In the middle of an argument, when we do have one, that's what I get. And if you're a woman, you don't want that. You want to be mad. And then, you know, how can you be mad with reason? You can't be mad with reason. And I'm like, don't talk to me.
I have a thing where if we get into an argument and you don't want to talk about it or anything, I'm not going to listen. I'm going to wait until you calm down, and then we're going to talk about this civilized. Not yelling, being mad, fired up at each other, want to throw stuff in each other's face. I'm sorry, that's not going to work for me. I mean, we're going to talk it out peacefully.
Oh, and we went into our marriage from the very beginning that divorce was not an option.
Not an option.
Not an option whatsoever. I'm just like, you might be mad at me, but we're going to work this out. We are going to work this out. We don't want to, you know, we didn't want that to be like on our, like, and there were times, there were times when, you know, we were like, this is not working, you know, I want to leave, like, but we stuck to it, we stuck with it, you know, it was hard, like, it was hard.
And there's several times I wanted to walk, but I didn't. I said to myself, I went into this and I promised her, I will make this work. We're going to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
And just by me doing that, if it didn't work, then like I told her, I said, hey, you know, if you want to leave, you can. You know, I even help you get your stuff up there, back home.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I wasn't mean to her about it or anything like
No,
that.
he's
You
never
know,
been that.
I just tell her, hey, you know, if it didn't work, I don't want you to be unhappy. So, you know.
But, I mean, if our whole marriage was like those first 2 years, no. But, I mean, you also have to understand, too, he had been living with his parents, and I had been living with my family, and then we just came in and started living with each other. So it's two totally different people, two totally different cultures. Yeah. And, you know, you have to find a way to meld. Like, you have to find a way to, you know, compromise. Like, you have to compromise. Like, there are some things that I don't like that he absolutely loves. And there are some things that I love that he despises. But,
you know, the things that she loves that I don't like, I still do them with her, because that's what a marriage is about. I mean, you may not like some sports or different activities or hobbies that your spouse might like, but do it with them.
Yeah. And
you'll see that you will become closer as, you know, in your marriage or in your relationship. It really bonds you. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you may not continuously do whatever it is that they're doing, but you're interacting with them. And that's the part.
And that's absolutely accurate because we live in the city now. And I grew up in the country. I grew up with horses, goats.
Well,
I grew up on the farm.
In the city, so.
He's always lived in the city. So, you know, whenever we went home to West Virginia this past few weeks, he actually, for the very first time, went on an ATV ride.
I'm getting one.
And we'll link his video that he made in the description for you so you can see it. But we went ATV riding. And he absolutely loved it. And that's what I grew up on. And for him to start liking country and like ATV riding, like being out in the woods, and you know, because I grew up like on a horse. You know, I grew up like, you know, on an ATV. Like I rode ATVs, you know, I rode horses. I was outside, and he didn't know that part of me, so it was hard to connect with him because whenever I talked about it, he didn't know the experience. So whenever he went and experienced it for himself, he absolutely loved it, and it brought me closer to him in a way that you can't really explain. Like whenever your spouse experiences something from your childhood and they enjoy it, then you're just like, okay, I can actually open up more and share more with them.
Mm-hmm. And thanks, GW. I'm getting your talent.
But I mean, and how we came up with plant-based Soulmates is I'm plant-based for my health.
And you know, that's funny too, because she went plant-based for her health, and I'm the type of person where I love to barbecue, and it don't even necessarily have to be me eating. I just like to barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I love chicken, but for the sake of me, that's the part I was talking about, compromise.
Mm-hmm.
And because she went plant-based, I decided to follow because I want to give her support.
Right.
And so I did that, and be dead honest with you, I love it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, it's amazing. It's like he's an amazing support system. Like when I went plant-based, he was like, well, I'll do it to support you. That's what I'll do. And I was just like, that is so amazing, because if you don't have that type of support, you're capable of doing it, but it would be so much harder. And it's so much easier for me to progress in life because I have him as a support system. Like, if I didn't have him as a support system, I honestly don't know where I would be, because he's made me partially who I am today. And
vice versa. I mean, if it wasn't for her, you know, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
I mean, we've accomplished so much. Like, you know,
we've accomplished stuff together.
Yeah, we've accomplished stuff together, and we're still accomplishing. We're starting businesses and stuff like that together. And we are looking forward to actually being in business together as a couple and just doing that full time. You know, with our YouTube, and then we have several other little businesses on the side that we are trying to start up. So that is what we're looking forward to with our future. And I mean, it's just
it's all I'm gonna say is it's very rewarding when you have a spouse that is understanding, you connect with, that you can share stuff with, and that all equals down to you having a best friend.
Best friend.
And I can tell anybody knows, if they see me, they know she's not far behind. And if they see her, they know I'm not far behind. We're always together. And be dead honest with you, we never get tired of each other. So, and that's how I know that this is my soulmate. This is my best friend. You know, and that's what it's about. And that's pretty much how we got plant-based soulmates.
Plant-based soulmates.
So.
Yeah, we were searching through YouTube trying to find a name that wasn't taken, that was cute and memorable. Everything that was cute and memorable was taken, and then for some reason plant-based soulmates popped up, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not taken. And I was like, click, that's our name. So that's how we got plant-based soulmates, because we're plant-based and we're soulmates. Like, we're like soulmates to, I mean, if you believe in that, like to a degree where he said to me before he even knew that he wanted to get married in 2011. And then we actually got married in 2011. Like, it actually did happen. I mean, we got up one day on a Wednesday and was like, hey, let's go get married today.
It was so funny because I was on vacation and I was like, you know what?
Oh, and I was starting my new job that next week, and I was just like, I'm not gonna have time to get married. We gotta do it today.
And we just woke up and like, you know what? You wanna get married? Yeah, let's go.
I mean, because we were already gonna get married. Like, it wasn't like, let's just get married one day. We had already had plans to get married. We were gonna go get married in Destin, Florida. But after I started looking at the prices and, like, you know, everything and how overwhelming it was, I was just like, I can't do this. I can't plan a wedding. I can't do it. So we spent $80, went to the courthouse, got married by ourselves. Nobody knew.
Yeah, nobody knew we had gotten married until like maybe what, like 3-4 days.
3 or 4 days later. And then we were like, we gotta tell your parents. We gotta tell my parents. We gotta tell, you know, my family. And yeah, we just enjoyed it. We went to our favorite Chinese buffet, and then we went home and did laundry. That was our wedding day.
That was our wedding day. We got married. Then after we left the courthouse,
no funny business at all. Nothing.
We went and got Chinese food, and then after leaving there, we came home, did laundry, and then we knocked out for the day.
Yeah, that was it. That's who we are. We eat, and that's it. We eat and sleep, but you know, it's just.
It sound like dogs, right?
We sound like dogs, but I mean, if you take one thing away from this, is that don't. How can I say this? Don't settle for anything than your worth. Like, I always knew from the very beginning, like whenever I was younger, that I was meant to accomplish anything that I wanted to accomplish, and I was not going to settle for anything less than what my standards are. I have very high standards for myself. I'm not I can't say that word.
What?
I'm not a B person. I'm not a B word person.
Female dog.
I'm not a female dog, but I know what my standards are, and I know what I want, and I won't settle for anything than what I want.
You know, and the funny part is with this, when she moved here, we had went to this bar and everything with my friends and let her meet them and everything, and it was so funny because one of my best friends, he told me last month, he's like, man, he said, I ain't even gonna lie to you. He said, when I first met her, I thought she was a real B. And I was like, what, really? He's like, yeah, man. And I said, well, why you say that, man? Just the look on her face and just her actions with some things. And I was like, man, I didn't even know that. But as they got to know her, they realized that, you know, that resting face that she had,
I'm
just
a very
her face.
sweet person, but I have one of those resting B faces. I don't cuss. So one of those resting B faces. I really do. My whole family has that face.
Yeah, and I don't curse either, so.
So, I'm like, you know, I knew what my standards are. So, and then when he came along, he met all of my standards. And, I mean, it's just like, it just kind of clicked. It just kind of happened. So, let's get our pie. Start eating our pie.
Oh, this is what I was talking about at the end right here. We have vegan pumpkin pie. When I picked it up, the whole little crust up here fell off, so just excuse that.
Oh.
Can you get it?
Okay, we got the coconut milk dairy.
No dairy.
No non-dairy Ready Whip. And full disclosure, we have made 5 pies. 5 pies between this weekend.
Was it 5? I thought it was 4.
Well, we made the pumpkin pie, then I made a pumpkin cheesecake.
Oh yeah, that was good.
So, but we're gonna have our pumpkin pie and our pumpkin cheesecake recipe.
And they're all dairy free, vegan.
Yeah, probably later, probably next week. So, because this one is gonna go up this week. But he's so crazy. Oh.
But we'll have the link to the recipes below as well. And actually, you know, we'll have a video coming with this soon. So,
Yeah.
but the recipe to the chickpea wrap and the ranch and the buffalo sauce, that'll be in the description as well.
So let's end this with
Howdy do.
let's end this
Yeehaw.
with what is your favorite thing about me?
That's good. What?
What is your favorite thing about me?
I lost my hearing. What?
Or what was your favorite thing about me?
What was past tense?
Well, unless you're planning on divorcing me, what was
No, my favorite thing about her is that she is very caring. I mean, I knew this marriage was going to work when I got sick with pericarditis. And I know this is probably TMI.
And this was, we weren't even married a year when he got sick.
Yeah.
To him.
But I was in the hospital and I was IV'd up and drugged up and I had to use the bathroom. And, you know, for us not even to be married a whole year, and she took over and did exactly like a wife was supposed to do. I mean, that just meant everything to me, because I'm like, I can trust her with my life, but anybody that's willing to help out and just wipe you down there, you know, and you had to use the bathroom and you couldn't do anything. I mean, that's real love right there. Mm-hmm. And when I went to the emergency room, she became Mama Bear, and I was just like, yeah, that's my wife right there. She stood up to those doctors. She even stood up to my dad, father-in-law. I mean, she let loose and just showed her claws. So I'm very thankful for that. And that's one thing I can actually say about her. She cares a lot about just not me, but everybody, anybody that she meets.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that pericarditis, it doesn't disappear. It stays with you. So, you know, if you don't know what pericarditis is, basically the pericardium around your heart, the sac around your heart swells and becomes inflamed. And the doctor said that if we would have waited another day, he would have died. It just...
Because I thought it was the flu.
Yeah, it just happened. And when that happened, then I immediately, anytime he gets a chest pain or anything, I'm just like, take ibuprofen. Is it pericarditis? Like, wear your coat. Like, I
can strain my shoulder or something, and it just kind of hurts around here. She'll just freak out.
I do, because, you know, that's like, it's terrifying to know that you love somebody so much and then something could happen to them and then they're not there. That's why from the very beginning, from even when we weren't even married a year, like, he almost died on me. And it was terrifying, and I know how it feels. And
well,
it's like,
the first time I almost died when she fixed me with that spaghetti.
you did not. Why are you such? You are such a diva.
I'm serious. That spaghetti killed me, boy. I was just like, wow. But apparently, I'm allergic to something in, what was that, like ragu?
Yeah, he's allergic to spaghetti. Like it's something in Mrs. Dash too, because he's allergic to Mrs. Dash, like the ingredients.
Except the original
certain
one.
Spaghetti sauces, he's allergic. But yeah, that's how. I mean, it's terrifying, and it's how do I word this? It's like it's exhilarating to have that, but it's also terrifying because it could be taken away at any moment. Like if something happened to him, like I would go crazy. Like I would be inconsolable.
I don't think she'd go crazy. I mean, because I don't know.
I would.
She probably would go crazy.
I mean, because you find somebody like he's held the bar so high. Like
what kind of bar?
No, he put the bar so high that I could not find anybody that would even remotely be the type of person that he is. And to be honest, if something happened to him, then I wouldn't want to find anybody else. I wouldn't want anybody else. It's just, I just want him, and that's it. Like, if something happened to him, I would not marry anybody else. Like, I would have like 15 dogs, because he doesn't want a dog in the bed. I would have 15 dogs in the bed with me, and I would be fine.
Should be that next door neighbor you be calling the police about dogs and cats.
Yeah, I don't like cats, so I would have 15 dogs, and I would be good. I would love every one of my dogs. And I wouldn't need a man. I mean, because, I just hope that, I know this is cliche, I just hope that he can outlive me, because if I have to outlive him, like, I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
Well, thanks, man.
It's like if we're gonna die together. We better die together, because I'm not doing this without you.
It's crazy because it's like she said, it's like, the same with her is that if something happens to her, I'm not getting remarried, because I don't want to deal with anybody else, or, because she set that bar high as well, and I don't think anybody can reach that, so, I mean, plus we've been dealing with each other for a long time. So I'm used to her. I'm used to the way she does things. I'm used to the way she eats and what she eats and how she eats. And I can't deal with anybody else, because now I have to relearn. And not only relearning, I'm going to go through those little, what do you call them? Those little spats again, to where I'm either arguing with this person, and this person don't want to hear anything other than what they want to hear. Mm-hmm. And I can't have that.
You gotta compromise.
Everything has to be a 50-50 thing. So yeah, I'll probably be single, as well. So
what's my favorite thing about you? I think my favorite thing about him is he does cute things, and he doesn't even realize he does it.
I'm just me.
I know, and that's what it is. He's just him.
She come up to me and be like, "You're so cute." I'm like,
no, it's just because it's like the face he makes, or just like he just does like cute things, and and I don't know. It's like he's just him. Like he's just him. That's it. He doesn't try to be anybody else. He's just unapologetically Terrence. And that's who he is. So that's what I love about him the most, is that we can be crazy and silly together, and we are like really silly people. Like we are a really silly couple. Like all of our friends love us because they get entertainment out of us for free. They don't have to pay for it. So because we're just us.
Yeah, and especially when we're in the stores, people just look at us like we're crazy, and
they think we're dating.
Some people think we're just dating, but I was like, yeah, we're married. And it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We've already ate our pie and everything. And if you guys like this video, if you made it this far, I don't even know how long this video was, but it was very informative, and you got some really good advice.
That's right.
So if you guys like this,
but don't cash it into next week.
Yeah. If you guys like this type of video, then go ahead and give us a like, and we will make more of these. We are just trying to experiment and see what type of videos we enjoy making. We love making YouTube videos for you guys. It helps us as a creative outlet, and also it's memories for us in the future.
Yeah.
So, and we just love doing it because we love cooking together. I mean, we just love being with each other, and we love being with you guys and spending time with you guys.
And I know we didn't upload last week, but like she said, we had been having a lot of stuff going on, so yeah, we were exhausted.
We were exhausted.
Very exhausted.
Yeah, we had just came back from West Virginia because we had a death in the family. So that's why we didn't upload last week too. So that is it. And if you guys like this video, please subscribe. Please hit the like button, because whenever you hit the like button, it really helps us out. It helps us get out on YouTube.
That like button is the thumbs up.
And we've been noticing that our videos are getting out to more people, which is like fantastic.
Yeah.
And we have a few new subscribers, which we are absolutely overjoyed that we are reaching more people than family. So we love our family.
Family and friends.
We love our family and friends. Thank you guys for supporting us, but we're happy to see other people too.